The static crackles. A foghorn's mournful blast echoes across time, and the deep groans of the ocean fill the air. A voice, tinged with the crackle of an old recording, cuts through. Log entry, March 4th, 1918. USS Cyclops, en route from Rio de Janeiro to Baltimore. Cargo, 10,800 tons of manganese ore. Crew, 309 souls. Last transmission received. Weather calm, all well, then silence. The clatter of typewriter keys and the whir of newspaper presses paint an auditory picture of a world desperate for answers. Headlines scream theories. German U-boats, mutiny, the Bermuda Triangle's insatiable appetite, but the sea yielded no clues. No wreckage, no oil slick. The Cyclops, a 542-foot steel behemoth, had vanished like a mirage on the horizon. A century passes, and a weary voice breaks the silence. Dr. Aris Thorne, marine archaeologist, his words heavy with disbelief. We found her on sonar 106 years later, not on the seabed, but hovering 200 meters above the Puerto Rico Trench. Suspended, perfectly intact. The hum of submersible thrusters fills the air, punctuated by increasingly erratic sonar pings. Thorne's team, aboard the RV Nautilus, descends into the abyss. Their cameras reveal a sight that defies explanation. Paint gleams as if freshly applied, untouched by a century of saltwater corrosion. The deck stands spotless, devoid of rust or decay. Lifeboats hang undisturbed, as if awaiting a crew that never left. On the bridge, a chipped mug steams with coffee, frozen in time. Suddenly, a Geiger counter chatters wildly, its urgent clicks a stark contrast to the eerie silence. Thorne's voice trembles. Radiation spiked near the ore holds. Not uranium ... something older. And the cold cut through the sub's hull. An airlock hisses, and metallic echoes reverberate through empty corridors as the team boards the ghost ship. The crew's quarters, preserved at an impossible -40 degrees Celsius, yield haunting artifacts. A wedding ring, its promise of eternity now a cruel irony. Diary entries abruptly halted mid-thought. A phonograph needle caught in an endless loop on a warped record, playing a melody lost to time. Dr. Alara Voss, materials scientist, her voice quivering with a mix of awe and terror. The manganese, it wasn't ore. It was crystalline. Like black diamonds. We scanned it, the atomic structure defied our databases. As if forged in the star's core. A distorted waltz plays backwards, intertwined with whispers in archaic naval slang. Can't wake the sleeper ... The words hang in the air, pregnant with foreboding. As the exploration continues, reality begins to fray at the edges. Flashlights flicker and die, their beams devoured by shadows that seem to move of their own accord. Compasses spin wildly, their needles inexorably drawn toward the cargo hold. Panic rises as crewmember Riggs screams about figures in old uniforms before his GoPro footage dissolves into static, marred only by an impossible handprint on the inside of the lens. A ship's bell tolls, its lonely peal accompanied by the sound of ice cracking like brittle bones. Thorne's voice, now tinged with growing dread. We found Captain Worley's logbook in the bridge. Last entry wasn't ink, it was frost, etched into the paper. It dreams in the cargo. We are its nightmare. Thermal imaging reveals a chilling sight. Human-shaped cold spots converging on the lab, as if the long-dead crew has awakened to protect their otherworldly cargo. Dr. Voss, her scientific detachment crumbling, whispers, "The crystals. They weren't inert. They vibrated." When Thorne touched one, glass shatters, followed by a shriek that modulates into a bone-rattling sub-bass rumble. Thorne's right hand crystallizes in an instant, black veins spreading toward his heart as he gasps out a terrifying realization. It is not a ship, it is a cocoon. The Cyclops shudders to life. its hull plates warping and groaning like a slumbering beast, rousing from millennia of sleep. But its movement defies the laws of physics. It doesn't cut through water, but phases through reality itself. In its wake, portals flicker and dance, glimpses of storm-tossed 1918 seas give way to the ink-black emptiness of the void between worlds. An emergency beacon crackles to life, carrying a voice fractured by time and space. Thorne's words, distorted and urgent, Cyclops to all vessels... Do not approach coordinates 35N, 70W. The sleeper is static screen. It crosses realities now. The Nautilus, by some miracle, escapes the Cyclops' gravitational pull. The deep-sea sensors continue to detect its presence, a sonar ghost haunting the trench, growing stronger, calling to ships, luring them to join its metamorphosis. A final chilling sound pierces the silence. A ship's horn blasts from above, as if the Cyclops now sails the skies, free from the ocean's embrace. The mystery of the USS Cyclops deepens, leaving more questions than answers. What was the true nature of its cargo? Were those crystalline structures truly manganese, or something far more ancient, perhaps forged in the crucible of creation itself? Or do they house an extraterrestrial organism, awakening from eons of slumber? Captain Worley's final log entry hints at a terrible knowledge. Did he understand the true nature of what his ship carried? Was the Cyclops' disappearance not an accident, but a desperate attempt to contain something beyond human comprehension? And what of the sleeper mentioned in hushed, terrified whispers? Is it reshaping the Cyclops into a vessel capable of traversing dimensions? Are the phantom crewmen its unwilling guardians, or souls trapped in a limbo between worlds? Thorne's fate remains uncertain. Did the crystallization consume him, transforming him into part of the ship's evolving structure? Was his final transmission a genuine warning to humanity, or a siren song designed to draw more victims into the Cyclops' otherworldly embrace? As the Nautilus limps back to port, its crew forever changed by what they've witnessed, the legend of the Cyclops takes on new, terrifying dimensions. No longer just a maritime mystery, it has become a harbinger of something far more vast and incomprehensible. The Bermuda Triangle, long dismissed as sailors' superstition, now looms as a potential nexus point between our reality and something else. What if those countless disappearances weren't endings, but beginnings? What if the triangle isn't a graveyard for lost ships and planes, but a hatchery for something beyond human understanding? Deep in the Puerto Rico Trench, sensors continue to ping. The Cyclops waits, suspended between worlds, between times, growing, changing, calling. And somewhere in the vast expanse of the Atlantic, a ship's horn sounds. Not from the waves below, but from the clouds above. The metamorphosis has begun.